Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The act of setting and holding a course. The act of guiding or showing the way. Something that provides direction or advice as to a decision or course of action. The act of setting and holding a course. A new council was installed under the direction of the king. The concentration of attention or energy on something. He had no direction in his life. The act of managing something. Is the direction of the economy a function of government? A line leading to a place or point. He looked the other direction. A formal statement of a command or injunction to do something. Something that provides direction or advice as to a decision or course of action. A message describing how something is to be done. He gave directions faster than she could follow them. A general course along which something has a tendency to develop. I couldn't follow the direction of his thoughts. The spatial relation between something and the course along which it points or moves. He checked the direction and velocity of the wind. The act of setting and holding a course. The act of steering a ship. The act of guiding or showing the way. A lawyer who pleads cases in court. Give advice to. The teacher counsels troubled students. Something that provides direction or advice as to a decision or course of action. Something that provides direction or advice as to a decision or course of action. Something that provides direction or advice as to a decision or course of action. Handle and cause to function. Control the lever. Exercise authoritative control or power over. Control the budget. Lessen the intensity of. Temper. Hold in restraint. Hold or keep within limits. Control your anger. A standard against which other conditions can be compared in a scientific experiment. The control condition was inappropriate for the conclusions he wished to draw. Place under restrictions. Limit access to by law. This substance is controlled. Discipline in personal and social activities. She never lost control of herself. Be careful or certain to do something. Make certain of something. Control the quality of the product. Maintain influence over others or oneself, skillfully, usually to one's advantage. She is a very controlling mother and doesn't let her children grow up. The state that exists when one person or group has power over another. Check or regulate a scientific experiment by conducting a parallel experiment or comparing with another standard. Are you controlling for the temperature? Great skillfulness and knowledge of some subject or activity. A mechanism that controls the operation of a machine. The speed controller on his turntable was not working properly. Have a firm understanding or knowledge of, be on top of. Do you control these data? A relation of constraint of one entity, thing or person or group, by another. Measures for the control of disease. A spiritual agency that is assumed to assist the medium during a séance. Physiology, regulation or maintenance of a function or action or reflex, etc. The timing and control of his movements were unimpaired. Power to direct or determine. Under control. The activity of managing or exerting control over something. The control of the mob by the police was admirable. The economic policy of controlling or limiting or curbing prices or wages, etc. They wanted to repeal all the legislation that imposed economic controls. Verify by using a duplicate register for comparison. Control an account. The act of managing something. He was given overall management of the program. Those in charge of running a business. The property of holding together and retaining its shape. Considerable capital, wealth or income. The idea that is intended. What a communication that is about something is about. The choicest or most essential or most vital part of some idea or experience. A particular kind or species of matter with uniform properties. Shigella is one of the most toxic substances known to man. Material of a particular kind or constitution. The immune response recognizes invading substances. The real physical matter of which a person or thing consists. DNA is the substance of our genes. What a communication that is about something is about. A communication, usually brief, that is written or spoken or signaled. He sent a 3-word message. Send a message. Send a message to. She messaged the committee. Send as a message. She messaged the final report by fax. What a communication that is about something is about. The state of being contented with your situation in life. He relaxed in sleepy contentedness. The amount that can be contained. What a communication that is about something is about. Satisfied or showing satisfaction with things as they are. A contented smile. The sum or range of what has been perceived, discovered, or learned. Something, a person or object or scene, selected by an artist or photographer for graphic representation. Usually plural. Everything that is included in a collection and that is held or included in something. He emptied the contents of his pockets. Make content. I am contented. Satisfy in a limited way. He contented himself with 1 glass of beer per day. The proportion of a substance that is contained in a mixture or alloy, etc. A method of controlling the flight of a missile by devices that respond to inertial forces. A method of controlling the flight of a missile or spacecraft by reference to the positions of celestial bodies. A method of controlling the flight of a missile by commands originating from the ground or from another missile. Hitting a golf ball off of a tee with a driver. Having the power of driving or impelling. A driving personal ambition. Acting with vigor. Responsibility turned the spoiled playboy into a driving young executive. The act of controlling and steering the movement of a vehicle or animal. A method of controlling the flight of a missile by devices that respond to inertial forces. The direction or path along which something moves or along which it lies. Specifically design a product, event, or activity for a certain public. Have an ambitious plan or a lofty goal. An anticipated outcome that is intended or that guides your planned actions. It was created with the conscious aim of answering immediate needs. Move into a desired direction of discourse. The goal intended to be attained, and which is believed to be attainable. Intend something, to move towards a certain goal. He aimed his fists towards his opponent's face. Propose or intend. I aim to arrive at noon. Point or cause to go, blows, weapons, or objects such as photographic equipment, towards. Please don't aim at your little brother. Direct, a remark, toward an intended goal. She wanted to aim a pun. The action of directing something at an object. He took aim and fired. The guidance of ships or airplanes from place to place. The work of a sailor. Ship traffic. The channel will be open to navigation as soon as the ice melts. The guidance of ships or airplanes from place to place. The occupation of a pilot. The guidance of ships or airplanes from place to place. The occupation of a pilot. A method of controlling the flight of a missile by devices that respond to the strength and direction of the Earth's gravitational field. Counseling on career opportunities. AV shape. Give a tip or gratuity to in return for a service, beyond the compensation agreed on. Remember to tip the waiter. Give insider information or advise to. He tipped off the police about the terrorist plot. Cause to topple or tumble by pushing. The top or extreme point of something, usually a mountain or hill. They clambered to the tip of Monadnock. Walk on one's toes. To incline or bend from a vertical position. Strike lightly. A relatively small amount of money given for services rendered, as by a waiter. An indication of potential opportunity. He got a tip on the stock market. Cause to tilt. Tip the screen upward. Mark with a tip. Tip the arrow with the small stone. Remove the tip from. Tip artichokes. The extreme end of something, especially something pointed. Guidance for prospective parents on the likelihood of genetic disorders in their future children. A detailed plan or explanation to guide you in setting standards or determining a course of action. A rule or principle that provides guidance to appropriate behavior. A light line that is used in lettering to help align the letters. A slight indication. A just detectable amount. A hint mockery in her manner. Drop a hint. Intimate by a hint. A slight but appreciable amount. An indirect suggestion. An indication of potential opportunity. An indication of potential opportunity. Raise or haul up with or as if with mechanical help. Catch the scent of. Get wind of. A reflex that expels intestinal gas through the anus. Form into a wreath. Empty rhetoric or insincere or exaggerated talk. That's a lot of wind. Arrange or coil around. To move or cause to move in a sinuous, spiral, or circular course. The river winds through the hills. Extend in curves and turns. The road winds around the lake. The act of winding or twisting. He put the key in the old clock and gave it a good wind. A musical instrument in which the sound is produced by an enclosed column of air that is moved by bellows or the human breath. Air moving, sometimes with considerable force, from an area of high pressure to an area of low pressure. Trees bent under the fierce winds. Coil the spring of some mechanical device by turning a stem. Wind your watch. An indication of potential opportunity. A tendency or force that influences events. The winds of change. Breath. The collision knocked the wind out of him. Something that provides guidance, as Polaris guides mariners. Let faith be your cynosure to walk by. Something that strongly attracts attention and admiration. If he was the cynosure of all eyes, he didn't notice. A detailed plan or explanation to guide you in setting standards or determining a course of action. The president said he had a roadmap for normalizing relations with Vietnam. A map showing roads for automobile travel.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.